Welcome back here today at the 4th annual MerryAnna Mistletoe Market. Here with an old friend of the show, Kay Powell, longtime vendor here at MerryAnna Mistletoe Market. So if you're watching this, chances are the event has already gone by, but it's the weekend before Thanksgiving every year, right here at the Ag Conference Center in MerryAnna, Florida. We're having a ball. We're going to be here all weekend, and so if you get the chance, come on out and see us. We'll be right back. Welcome back here today at the 4th annual MerryAnna Mistletoe Market. Here with an old friend of the show, Kay Powell, longtime vendor here at MerryAnna Mistletoe Market. Were you guys involved from the very first one?
We have been. This is the 4th year of the market, and this is our 4th year here.
You guys have Powell Tree Farm. You've since expanded into a line of gift products, all geared around that holiday season.
Correct.
Let's start at the beginning. This event is huge, and you don't hardly have to even sell it anymore. You just have to let people remind them it's that next week. It's the weekend prior to Thanksgiving. What got you involved in this event the very first time?
Well, the very first time was we were looking for a way to remind people that we have a tree farm. We're here in Jackson County, and it was also a way for us to support a good cause by being here, and it's just a way to promote the season and all kinds of good things like that.
Yeah, and what's not to like about a gift show just prior to Thanksgiving, getting a jump start on that gift-giving season? It's held at the Ag Conference Center here in MerryAnna, just north of I-10. It's a great opportunity. They've got between 30 and 40 vendors that are here, and that's it. So that means if 10 more want to come, they're going to get turned away. You've got an expanded booth this year, so obviously you've done well.
We have.
You've gone from, what, one booth to two?
Yes. The past 3 years we've been in one booth. This year we decided that we wanted to try a double booth, just to have a little bit more room, make it a little more comfortable for our customers to shop with us.
2 years ago, they started that Thursday night event, 5 to 7. At first, I was kind of scratching my head. I just wasn't sure if that was going to work. It has been a resounding success.
Thursday night is great. It's a great
Do you
night.
find that sometimes they come on that Thursday night to sort of do a little preemptory surveying, and then they come back and spend their money on Friday and Saturday?
Yeah, we do. We have a lot of people that'll come in on Thursday evenings, and then you'll see them again later on in the weekend.
This is not just a huge event, but now it's, for the first 3 years, Jennifer worked for a different business.
Correct.
They had a huge pool of volunteers, so they were able to execute the event. She was sort of afraid it was going to go away. She went to her church, Evangel Church here in MerryAnna. They have embraced the event. They also have a large number of volunteers, obviously, as does any church or active church. How do you feel that it's affected the event, if at all?
I don't think that it has not affected it negatively at all. The volunteers with Evangel are great. Everybody's been wonderful. Jennifer has worked hard once again to put on a great event for us.
Yeah, she used to get, 100 volunteers, I guess, from the other business.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they have every bit of that this year. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people who were volunteers now have booths and have seen that they need to do that. Others who had commercial booths are now doing booths for fundraising.
Yes.
And actually, it truly has embraced, Kay, the reason for the season and that spirit of giving. Do you see that?
Yes, I do, definitely.
Now, you guys are just getting ready to start your very busy part of your selling season for Christmas trees.
Correct.
Powell Tree Farm. Where exactly are you located?
We're located at 7509 Old Spanish Trail in Sneads, Florida.
So the opportunity to start, starting next weekend?
We start next weekend, the day after Thanksgiving. We'll be open on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays through the weekend before Christmas.
What better epitomizes the spirit of that traditional Christmas than a live Christmas tree or a real Christmas tree versus a fake one?
Exactly. You just can't beat a live tree. The smell, the feel, just the whole way it looks, and it's so much fun to watch the children come out, and you get an opportunity to breathe the fresh air, and we just love the kids to run around, and they always find the perfect tree.
Well, we want to get out there and talk to you guys, kind of take a mini tour, if you will, if you have the time. And I realize you're coming up on your busy season. What's better than walking into a home that has a live Christmas tree? That smell, that obviously you've also got the cleanup afterwards. You have to stay on top of it. Along with the tree, do you give maintenance instruction and some ideas of how to take care of that tree.
Yeah, they really are low maintenance as long as you keep a little bit of water in that bowl and don't let it dry out. It's a low maintenance thing.
We're only here just in the early part of Friday now, so this event is Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday. So far, what's it look like?
It's been great. There's been lots of shoppers come through, and just very pleased with the turnout and the volunteers. Like I said, they've just been wonderful.
Now, your husband Mark, a very integral part of the business. We're taking a look right now at some of the welded yard sculptures that he does using old tools and old discarded parts. He started doing that several years ago. It's been a real hit, hasn't it?
It has been. People love to see his creations. People love to try to identify each little piece that's in it, and that's a lot of fun, especially when you get kids going, but that, what is this, what is that? They really enjoy it.
You guys have been very gracious. You actually welcomed us in. You did an interview right from the very first year.
We did.
I appreciate that. A little bit of pucker factor at the beginning, I know, a little bit of reluctance, but you're an old pro now, and you didn't even show me any reluctance at all when I asked you today.
Well, Paul, you're great, so always happy to speak with you.
I appreciate that. Thanks for being a part of the 4th annual. More importantly, thanks for all you guys do with the community. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Here right now with Kay Powell, one of the 30 or 40 vendors here at the 4th annual MerryAnna Mistletoe Market. We're going to be here all weekend. We're located in the Ag Conference Center just north of I-10 in MerryAnna. If you don't make it this year, it's the weekend before Thanksgiving each year, right here in the same location. It's all for a good cause. There's a $5 admission. One thing we pointed out that if somebody paid $5 to come and it didn't even find anything that they wanted to spend money on, it's worth $5 just to have this fellowship, to walk around, to enjoy the Christmas spirit.
It really is. It really is.
I'd rather do it here than in Walmart, to be honest with you.
Me too.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Here at the Ag Conference Center for the 4th annual MerryAnna Mistletoe Market, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Still here at the 4th annual MerryAnna Mistletoe Market, right here at the Ag Conference Center in MerryAnna, Florida, just north of I-10. If you're watching this, chances are it's too late to join us this year, but you can join us next year, the weekend prior to Thanksgiving. It's the game, or it's the weekend with all the big games, but the wives come here while the husbands are in their armchairs at home. Here right now with Cory Penton. Cory, you have been a vendor here for all 4 years at this point.
Yes. Yep.
Tell me a little bit about what you feel about the change in the business. It was a business, now it's a church that hosting it. Has it made any difference to you?
Not really. I mean, they've still paid attention to the things that the vendors need to do, and of course it helps having Jennifer be the organizer. I mean, she's great at organizing it and taking care of the vendors. So it's been good.
It's been sort of a seamless change from my perspective, but I'm not a vendor.
It is.
But the thing that I'm hearing is that they still have some caring volunteers.
They do.
You can walk across, you're fine. And they have people that are watching out for you. One of the things, and I think we discussed this in our first interview, maybe on that first year, was that those volunteers will come, they'll relieve you from your booth. You can go take a rest break, you can go get some food,
Correct.
Stretch your legs. That makes a big difference.
It does. I mean, because it's hard to be a vendor and not have any relief. I mean, it's a long day. It's from, 8:30 in the morning until 8 at night. You've got to have a break in there. And so when they can relieve you, that's a pretty good thing. So
obviously, longtime vendor at this event every year.
Yeah.
What is the best part about MerryAnna Mistletoe Market?
Oh, the people, I think. I love having the repeat customers that come in and say, oh, I'm so happy you're here again this year. And so, I mean, that's important. And every year we expand our line, different things that we're doing. And so that's important. And the organization itself, the people who are working it are wonderful. And I look forward to seeing them every year.
Your business, 10 Acres, started off just doing the homemade soaps.
Yes.
Have now expanded to lots of different products. Give us just a thumbnail sketch of the array of products you're offering.
We do, of course, all the goat's milk soaps, and now we have goat's milk lotion and bath bombs and bubble bath, lip balms, all organic and locally made and wonderful. So.
Yeah, I came by. Actually, I can't walk by your booth without you trying to put something on me. You gave me some of that hand cream.
I did.
Totally non-greasy.
Right.
I usually don't try to touch anything when I'm operating my camera equipment. This stuff, man, it just soaked right in, and it actually did some good. Are people aware overall of the products that you're offering and of the fact that they are totally natural?
I think they are now. At first, they were a little skeptical, but now, I mean, as people try things, and word of mouth is wonderful. And, people get out there and they say, oh, I've heard about you, and your products are wonderful, or someone gave me a gift, and that happens a lot. And so we're really getting out there. Of course, our website helps. And, we're doing a lot of website business from all over the world now. And so we love that.
E-commerce is definitely here.
Oh, yes, it is. It is. And which is good, because, I mean, we've cut down to just 2 or 3 shows a year. And, most of the rest is online business. So it's been good for us.
Well, I know you're busy, and I think there's some people waiting to talk to you. Thanks so much for carving out the time, and thanks more importantly for being a vendor again and supporting this great event. Jennifer Griffin has done a wonderful job.
Fabulous.
I don't know that the event would be the same were she to leave. I guess the world doesn't revolve around anybody, but in her case, she really is the event.
She is. Yep, she is. We just love her.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you, you too.
Merry Christmas, and we hope to see you soon.
Okay. Thank you.
Here right now with Cory Penton at the 4th Annual MerryAnna Mistletoe Market. We're having a ball. We're going to be here for the rest of today, and then tomorrow. If you're watching this, chances are it's too late to join us this year. Don't forget, next year, the weekend before Thanksgiving, MerryAnna Mistletoe Market. We'll be right back. Welcome back here today at the 4th Annual MerryAnna Mistletoe Market. One of the things that is continually mentioned about this event as far as being one of the outstanding elements, and one of the reasons why Jennifer Griffin is held in such high regard for this event, is the fact that she brings to the table a bunch of volunteers. It takes a lot of people to put an event such as this on. The case of the volunteers, they relieve the vendors. They give them an opportunity to take a rest break, to stretch their legs, maybe to get something to eat, sometimes to even get off the premises to run to the store if they need to. Here right now with a couple of those volunteers, Kylee and Alfred. Kylee, you said that you are sort of have 2 hats on today. You're a volunteer, but you're also bringing awareness for these shirts that you're wearing. Buy a Tree, Change a Life. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, Buy a Tree, Change a Life is an organization founded in Miami, and what they do is sell Christmas trees, live Christmas trees, and it raises money for children globally and locally. So we're raising money for the Gulf Coast Children's Advocacy Fund and the Advocacy Center and the Chipola Family Ministries, as well as students from Bethlehem. That we are missionaries in Bethlehem, and we work with kids at Jerusalem School, and we're raising money for our students for their school and for their education, and then we're also raising money for kids in MerryAnna too.
Yeah, interestingly, 2 years ago at the MerryAnna Downtown Christmas Parade, we met Gulf Coast Children's Advocacy people. They subsequently came to the campus of Florida Panhandle Technical College in Chipley and did a few interviews. We've run into them from time to time. Alfred, is this the first time that you have actually participated at the MerryAnna Mistletoe Market?
Yes, sir. I'm actually from Israel, and this is my first year here in MerryAnna. I just got married to Kylee, and she's from here. So yes, this is my first time experiencing this great event.
Now, you didn't get married just to get a green card, did you?
No, sir. We're actually moving back to Israel, and we're actually working on her green card, so you might present that question to her.
Just giving you a hard time there. Welcome, first of all. How long have you been in the United States?
I actually moved here 6 years ago, went to college and worked for a year, and then moved back to Israel. But I've only been back a few months on this trip, and I'm going back in January.
Israel, one of America's staunchest allies in the Mideast, obviously lots of issues. How do you feel about, and I don't want to get political, but how do you feel with this new election that we just experienced? How do you feel that that's going to change the complexion of America's embracing of Jerusalem, of Israel, and how do you think that's going to affect our stance as an ally?
We're very hopeful. We saw even our Prime Minister came out and said he was happy with the outcome. Again, I don't like to get political. We just pray, and we're very hopeful, and we just hope it just, continues to get better.
Well said. Kylee, congratulations on your marriage. How long have you been married?
5 months next week.
Okay, also still newlyweds.
Still newlyweds.
What have you been to Israel yet?
Yeah, I've actually lived there 3 years. It's where we met. We met as volunteers at the school that we minister at. So I've been there 3 years, and then he came back and we met, and then we came back and got married a year later.
Life is extremely interesting in that part of the world.
It is.
How do your parents and your family feel about that? Because obviously there's a little bit of trepidation sometimes there, sometimes a little bit of nervousness. How do they feel overall?
That's usually the first question everyone asks me. How do your parents feel? But I went over there as a single 24-year-old, and I feel safe. I feel we're actually in the West Bank, which is people think is even scarier, but it's really not. We live in a small town right outside of Bethlehem where baby Jesus was born, and we feel really protected there because it's kind of like Mayberry, honestly. Everybody knows everyone. Everybody knows that our volunteer teachers, the Americans that are there, they're there to help the kids, and we're really there to help people that are less fortunate than we are. And so they appreciate what we're doing, and so they protect us, and really I love it. That's why I've been there 3 years, and I'm trying to go back now.
What better time of year than right now as we get ready to celebrate the birth and certainly the life of our Savior. Congratulations again on your marriage. Thank you for all that you do. Trust that the American people are one in spirit with you.
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, again, not getting political, I think you're going to find that there's a whole lot more support there, and there's not going to be anybody afraid of saying that we do just that to support you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations again. And
Come buy a tree.
Better travels. Now you're actually selling these here?
We're actually selling them starting Monday at the First Baptist Church. The Christmas tree lot is going to be in the basketball courts behind First Baptist 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock until 6:30 p.m. And then Saturdays from 10:30 until 6:30, and then Sunday 2 to 6:30. And we're selling trees, raising all the support, all the money we get goes directly to help kids globally and locally. So
the website is buyatreechangealife.com.
buyatreechangealife.com.
Easy enough. Buyatreechangealife.com. Talking right now to Alfred and Kylee. Certainly heartwarming story. At this time of year, you guys plan on having a family?
Definitely one day.
Yes, when we settle down and when we get
a couple years,
we say we want kids, and we're just not ready yet.
Yeah.
I don't think we are. But when we get her paperwork done and get into our first house, we haven't even moved into our first house yet. We've been traveling all around America, speaking and doing such. So hopefully soon. I mean, look at us. We'll make good babies.
Oh, there's no doubt. No doubt. There's somebody standing by. I presume that's either mama or mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law.
Okay. All right. You have your own rooting section over here.
Always.
What better time of year, again, to repeat myself, than to have this conversation with you? I'm so glad that I reached out to you, that I noticed your shirts.
Thank you.
Thanks for being a part of the 4th annual MerryAnna Mistletoe Market.
This is wonderful.
Evangel Church is doing a great job.
They really are.
That is your church?
Yeah, I grew up in that church. It's a wonderful place.
Good. Alfred, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, sir. Thank you for your time.
Be careful going forward. Congratulations
Thank
again.
you so much.
And thanks for being here.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Here right now with Kylee and Alfred. We're here at the 4th annual MerryAnna Mistletoe Market, just north of the interstate on Penn Avenue. It's the Ag Conference Center right here in MerryAnna. We're having a ball. This is the 4th year that we've had the fortune of covering the event. We'll be here all day today, and after the Malone Parade tomorrow morning, we'll be back here, hopefully to wrap it up. It's been a wonderful year. We're looking for the crowds to come in as soon as work gets off this afternoon. If you're watching this, chances are it's too late to enjoy the event this year, but next year, we'll stay tuned for the 5th annual MerryAnna Mistletoe Market, the weekend before Thanksgiving, and every successive year after that. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Still here at the 4th annual MerryAnna Mistletoe Market here at the Ag Conference Center in MerryAnna, Florida, just north of I-10 for the 4th big year. MaryNell Griffin here with me now. MaryNell, you are actually a vendor selling your own products the last couple of years. This year you said you had a sort of a change of heart and you decided to do something a little different. Well, tell us a little bit about what you are doing.
Yes. Last year I actually was a vendor doing my own stuff, and I decided, sitting here looking at all of these buyers, I thought, well, we need to be doing something with our background backpack program. Our backpack program is a feeding program that we have in Jackson County, and it's for children that are underprivileged, that do not have sufficient food when they're out of school and on the weekends and holidays, and we help them with that. So we are always looking for fundraisers and ways that we can make money and ways to get grants and things like that. So we thought, well, this would be a perfect time for us to have homemade goodies and all kinds of cooked things and stocking stuffers and gifts for your teachers and any kind of small gifts. These are like smaller gifts that we have, and all of the money, 100%, goes back to help a child in Jackson County.
The backpack program, a longtime passion of yours. You know, interestingly, it's only been the last several years that I realized the bad situation that we enjoyed in these surrounding counties. In some cases, children having to be educated on how to bring home foods on Friday night, how to hide them so that they weren't stolen by their siblings or sometimes even their parents, so that they could come back to Monday and then start getting fed a good meal again.
Correct.
MaryNell, I understand the need for missions. I understand the need for offshore missions. But I got to tell you, sometimes in the back of my mind, I can't help but think that until our own children, until our own families are fed, that we should probably be concentrating more on the domestic mission. But what are your thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts on that are that, I believe in all missions. I believe when you can touch a heart, no matter what it is, any way that you can touch a heart and bring them to the Lord, and that's a great thing. But I feel like that missions locally is important. And I feel like it's number one in my thing. The Lord put it on our heart back 5 years ago that we had children in the United States. We're not third world here, and Florida, and here right in Jackson County, that when they're not in school getting a free breakfast and free lunch, these children are not getting sufficient food, and they're really doing without. And in most cases, our children are either displaced or homeless, and it's just hard to imagine being in that situation, that you've got to go to bed hungry and be without food on Saturday and Sunday, and then expected to come back to school on Monday. Over the 5 years, what we have found out is we started out with one mission, and that was just to feed one child and make a difference with that child. 5 years later, we're finding out that these children are staying in school. They found a safe haven in school, and they're enjoying school. And in the meantime, rather than just feeding their stomach, they're also feeding their little brain. And these kids are graduating from high school. They've got college degrees, going in the service, got a trade. So we're just really excited that that we can be a part of this, and we just have some passionate volunteers that really work hard. We're always looking for volunteers, always looking for any kind of donations or grants that's out there that you could help us with it. Any information, you can call MaryNell at 526-8734.
Now, obviously, it's your daughter-in-law who is heading up the program, as she had for the last 4 years. She left the employ of the original employer that for the last 3 years had done the event. She was a little bit up in the air. She found that Evangel was willing to embrace it. You can go ahead and cross there if you need to leave. Don't worry about it. I'm not trying to run you off. But at the end of the day, Evangel Church did embrace the event,
yes.
And now it seems to be bigger and better than ever. What are your thoughts on that process?
Well, I think it is. I mean, we really, last night we were so busy that we had a hard time checking people out, and that's wonderful. We always want, just remember that, in our case, when the food money is coming in, it's going to a child 100%. It takes $5 to feed a child for the weekend, so we're always excited when we get that $1, $2, $5, $20. $20 feeds a child for a month. And as far as the program being under Evangel, I think it is great. I think it is larger than it has been in the past, and we've got some great vendors out here, and so you need to come out and see us.
Thanks for taking the time. Best of luck going forward for the rest of the weekend. We'll check back with you maybe before the weekend's over and see how you're doing.
All right, great.
Here right now with MaryNell Griffin here at the 4th Annual MerryAnna Mistletoe Market, and we'll be right back.